Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make some capirotada, which translates to bread pudding. This is a very traditional food that we eat during this time of season, and it's got a few items in there, but don't let it, intimidate you by no means. It's still pretty easy. I'm gonna break it down for you step by step. So let's get started. And I will have the recipe linked below, guys, and any items and products that I use, I will have it listed below. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Okay, let's get started. I'll go through all this stuff with y'all in just a little bit. The first thing that we need to do is we need to get our bread in the oven because it needs to get toasted. This needs to be very, very toasty, and preferably if the bread is stale, it's even better because it absorbs the liquid that we're going to add to the bread in a little while. Okay, so here I have some butter, melted butter. I'm just going to put just the top side of it. Okay, and I'm going to do 2 trays like this, okay? So I'm going to pop this one in the oven, and we're going to do 2, and I'll be right back. Okay, now the next thing that we are going to get started on while we're waiting for our bread to toast, we are going to get our syrup ready. Here I have what we call Piloncillo, and what this is one brand. I'm going to give you a close-up. If you can't find this, all you need to do is substitute it with dark brown sugar, okay? So we're going to take the packaging off of this, if I can. Okay, there we go. And then we are going to add a few more items. We're going to add some sugar. And like I said, I will link the recipe below, so don't worry about that. And over here, I have some cinnamon sticks, some cloves, and some whole anise seeds. And we are going to get this on the stove to simmer. We need this to simmer for at least an hour on low temperature. So I'm going to transfer y'all over and we're going to get this started. Okay, here I have the pecans that we're going to use in the recipe. I like to toast my pecans. You can do this in the oven or do it in the skillet. Just make sure not to burn them. These are ready. You just want them a real golden. As soon as you start to smell the pecan, you need to get it off the stove because it's ready. So I'm going to set these aside and we are going to chop these and bring over the syrup. Okay, here we have the syrup. We're going to put this, like I said, as soon as it comes to the boil, you need to reduce the temperature and keep an eye on it because you don't want it to overflow and make a mess out of your oven. As soon as the piloncillo, the brown sugar, you need to get in there with the spoon and dissolve it, and it should dissolve easily with no problem. So we're just going to shake it around a little bit, get all that cinnamon in there, and this starts to smell so delicious once it starts to simmer. It makes the house smell delicious. Real homely. Reminds me of when I was a child that my mother used to make this at home, and you'd walk into the front door and you knew exactly what was being made. I'm sure that would resonate with a lot of you guys. If it does, give me a thumbs up for this video. Okay guys, I'll be back to show y'all once this starts to boil. Okay guys, the bread is ready, the toast is ready, and as you can see, it's very, very, very toasty, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to put them here on a cooling rack. We're just waiting on the syrup. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like right now. I'm going to flip you over. It's just getting ready to boil. And like I said, once it hits the boil, you want to turn it down and just simmer this for about an hour. You can even do this the day before if you like to save time. That will not be a problem. Just let it cool, put it in the refrigerator for the next day, and you're ready to go in the morning. We're going to let this cook down. Now it's boiling. I'm going to turn it down, and I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay, so here we have our pecans. We're just waiting on the syrup. Okay guys, I have the syrup here. It's hot. What we are going to do is we're going to strain it, and because it's so hot, I'm just going to do it a little bit at a time and just put it into this bowl here. And that's going to make it easier for us to pour it on our bread pudding. This is a layered recipe. Every layer has flavor or texture. Well, that's why everything has to have a lot of flavor. A lot of people, they don't butter the toast. I like to butter it because that just adds another layer of flavor. Okay, and then we're just going to discard this and we're going to start to assemble our capirotada. I'll be right back. Okay guys, what I forgot to add to this was the vanilla. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to this portion, and then I'm just going to mix it and incorporate it. And that's good right there. Just like that. And that's good. We don't add the vanilla during the cooking time because it'll just burn off the flavor, the alcohol. It's in there now, and now we're going to start to assemble. Okay, I have a 9 1/4 by 13 1/4 inch glass casserole. You don't have to make it in this. You can make it in whatever dish you have that is oven proof or oven safe. But this is what I'm going to use today. I am going to spray it so that the bread pudding does not stick to the bottom. And what we're going to start with is our bread. I'm going to try to move everything over here. Raisins, I'm going to show you the ingredients as we go. I have some raisins, any brand will do. I have the pecans that we toasted earlier and chopped. I have some cheddar cheese. Now the cheese is optional for you. You can use queso fresco, you can use a white cheese, whatever cheese you like, okay? If you're just new to this, I would start with the cheddar cheese because that's probably an easier thing to go with this recipe, but whatever cheese you like will work well. And what we do, it's real easy. You just start to layer this at the bottom. And this is real crunchy, real toasty. And on the edges, you can either get the smaller pieces or just break some pieces off like that. It's not a big deal. Try to fill in the gaps wherever you can, so that when we pour the syrup, it lands exactly on the bread. Okay, now we're going to layer our ingredients. We're going to start with some raisins. And here, guys, you know, really, you can add however many you want. If you don't like raisins, you can add cranberries, prunes, figs. The options are endless. Okay, now we're going to add our pecans. And as you can see, you're going to have a lot of textures, different types of textures in here, and it's delicious. Okay, now we're going to sprinkle our cheese. And as you can see, I try to distribute it evenly so that every bite that you get gets a little bit of every single item. I'm going to bring you in for a close-up. You see? Now, we are going to pour our syrup over everything. Just try to pour it over the bread slowly. Don't over soak it because we're going to keep soaking every layer, and then we soak it again at the end. Another option that you have is if you want to use wheat bread, you absolutely can. If you want to alternate white bread with wheat bread, you absolutely can. The options, like I said, are endless for this. I'm just making it in a very traditional form. Last layer, and press it down just a little bit. Now that I've covered it completely with liquid, I'm going to press it down to make sure that I didn't miss any spots. And as I can see right here, we still need to add a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to add the remainder of the cheese. And that's it, guys. We're going to pop this into a 350-degree oven, and I'll show you. I'm going to lift it here on the side. I may add still a little bit more liquid. I am going to show you here on the side. I'm going to show you down here. Liquid down there. It's all absorbed with the bread. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit more. You want to add a little bit at a time just to make sure you don't overdo it. Okay, guys, that should be good right there. Okay, I'm going to show you close up. Okay, let me get a foil and we'll get this covered. Okay, I got me a sheet of foil, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray the top so that when this is in the oven, it doesn't stick to the pudding when we try to uncover it. So I'm just going to cover it right up. In the oven for 30 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, the capirotada's out of the oven. I had it in the oven covered for 30 minutes, and then the remainder of the 30 minutes was uncovered. And this is what it looks like. Look at that. I wish you could smell in this house right now. I'm going to give you all a close-up. Look at that. See the edges, how it doesn't have any, it's not soaking in liquid. Beautiful, and it smells delicious. I'm going to cut it so that y'all can see it. Hopefully y'all give it a try and you like my version I know there's a lot of versions out there. This is just my version of the capirotada. Look at that. It's delicious and soft. It's not dry. It still has texture, still has a little crunch on the top, and it is delicious. We're going to give it a try. Perfect. Not too sweet. To me, it's just right. I wouldn't add anything or change anything. But like I said, guys, this is my version of capirotada. I hope you enjoy it. I know there's a lot of ways to fix this recipe. Some people add apples, they add pear, they add bananas. Just a whole lot of stuff that you could add to this to make it your own. But I hope you enjoy my recipe, and if you do and like it, please give us a thumbs up. Go follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Virtual Kitchen with Laura. Again, guys, I will list the recipe down below. Any items I used, any products I used will be listed below. Thank you for watching, and please share with family and friends. Talk to y'all later. Bye.